I'm going to show you how to use 3 colors of paracord in your survival bracelet. This one we've already put the rope on the snap. Now you're going to have your 2 other pieces of rope. I use about 4 feet of rope. You might need plus or minus that depending on the size of your bracelet. You're going to have them basically like this. You're going to take one side and you're going to put it under the rope. Then this other side you're going to take it, loop, feed it up through, kind of slide it over. Then when you get over here, you're going to feed these 2 pieces of rope through it. Then you're going to snug it up. Now we're going to cut these pieces off at the end, so if you want to, snug it up a little tighter, you can do that. Now basically it's just your standard Cox combing. So since I went over this side, I'm going to loop this one over. Come back through. My rope is getting stuck over here. Now on this one, the key is going to be to keep snugging it up too. So we've got these, you need to keep tightening those up, pushing it down. Okay. Then we went over on this one, so this one's over, over, and through. Now I picked these because these are our local school colors. We're technically blue, white, and red. So these are going to be used for a fundraiser for the school band. And then you're going to finish all the way to the end. And like I've stated in the other demonstrations, you can do these really tight or you can do them looser depending on how much you want this inner core to show up. I think on these it looks really nice to show off the core, especially if you've got the 3 colors. And the stitching on this looks great. It looks like you've taken the time to individually stitch those. And you're just going to keep going through to the very end. And these you might want to snug those up still a little bit more. And this one's for a gal that's got a pretty small wrist, so we've made this one pretty small. Again, this is called Cox combing. Some people call it the cobra braid. People who make paracord bracelets have all different kinds of names for it. In the knotting world, we would call this a Cox comb. And I've anchored this down with tape. You can anchor it by hooking it to something, using your knees, whatever. It just makes it go pretty quick to have it tied down. So then basically there's the end. I'm going to slip this out. Again, we're just going to melt the ends. Got this nice slab of marble here, which makes for a nice pretty finish. Sometimes that wants to come out a little bit, so you might need to snug it up. Make sure if you're melting it that you give yourself enough extra rope at the end to be able to melt it down so it's going to adhere to the other piece. If you're at home, you can always cut it and use matches. Just make sure you don't burn yourself. Also seen people use camp stoves and put a hot knife on it and then cut it off with a hot knife. Soldering guns, things like that. Okay, and when you're done, you've got a fancy little bracelet with school colors.